Hey, all right, yo, I know you saying, what's she doing still here? You supposed to be going to the store. Yes, I'm going to the store. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Y'all know I'm going to tell you something. This Sam and they listen, Sam ain't says you ain't going nowhere. You gonna do one more. You gotta do one more. You got to tell him about which caller. Let me tell you something. He said, you ain't going nowhere till you get this done. That he said the stores are open all day. I'm just right now. The stores is open all day. You can finish this. Okay, so get to it. You ain't nothing to it but to do it like you said. Talk about sarcasm. You'd be surprised. Stealing my word. That's my word. Quan. And do it. That's mine. Don't be stealing it. We do have this little, let me not get into it, but we do, yeah, we back and forth, but you got, listen, when you shine for so long, you get used to it. It's nothing. It's like second nature to me. I ain't bothered by it, and it ain't no daggone what the people call that. Oh, they're schizophrenia. Ain't no schizophrenia. I ain't talking to no, get out there and kill somebody. No. Trust me. Ain't nothing but the heavenly. Ain't nothing but the heavenly. Divine, divinity is all around me, okay? I know it. So anyway, he said to tell y'all about John. So I told you all about my daughter and stuff, but when my son, let me tell you, this is deep. I went through so much carrying him. No, the pregnancy was beautiful. It was uneventful and everything was great. Before him, I suffered years. I had him at age 21, but listen, where I grew up, y'all know where we come from. Girls get pregnant at a younger age. So listen, there was girls that went to school with me pregnant at 9 years old. Their parents pulled them out of school, and I was like, what's pregnant? I didn't even know stuff about all that. And, my life was very tumultuous, okay? When I was a youngster, the things happened to me. I'm not going to put that in my business all over the net, but I'm a survivor. Let's say that. So anyway, my first boyfriend, I got with him, I was pretty young. I was, 14, 15, 16, whatever. And I wasn't active right away. But yeah, at one point in time, you know how they say that RH negative thing, the women get pregnant, they tend to miscarry. Well, I didn't know what it was. I thought I was defective or something was wrong. So I went through a few pregnancies and I ended up in the hospital. Like I almost died. I had to stay in there. I had night sweats and high fevers and I almost died. Let me tell you. And I kept trying to get pregnant, have a baby. And me and him was together and everything like that. I was young though. But yeah, I had several miscarriages until the time I got my son. I didn't have him till 21. I mean, talking about from like 16 to 21. I kept losing baby. And my mother was fed up with me. She was like, you just keep on trying to get pregnant. I'm getting tired of this mess. And we used to get into it. So by the time I got pregnant with my son, I was living at a friend's house and things happened and whatever. But she came to my job and said, you need to come. I want you back home. I want to know what's going on with you. And I said, all right, but I'm pregnant. She said, why am I not surprised? My mother had to shine. I'm telling you, she had to shine. She knew. My older sister too, Sherry, they and the twins, we were all kindred spirits and sync in alignment with each other. We knew things by just hearing each other's voice instantly. Like when my mother, I called her one time and I could hear right through the phone in her voice. She didn't say nothing, them words, but I felt it. And I said, what's wrong? You ever have somebody call you and you could feel in their voice right away, what's wrong? Nothing. I'll tell you when you get home, we'll have a talk. Get home, find out somebody died. Stuff like that. That's the kind of shine that's in with our family line. In other words, like this y'all gonna love this joke part. It's kind of personal, but I don't care. I'm older. Who cares? So anyway, I was at one point in time I dated this guy, and he didn't look like Bobby Brown. He sounded like the guy that sang in that group, The System. Don't disturb this groove. He sang like that, and he had the voice sound just like that McDonald guy, but he dressed like Bobby Brown. He could dance like that on stage. So we were in the entertainment business. I was, we started messing with each other. But all these girls wanted him when he's on stage, and he got so narcissistic, and he was snarky, narky. And anyway, so what happened was, but that didn't work out, me and him. But when we were together one time, my sister called the house. This is another example of the shine, even though it's personal. So she's calling the house in the morning after, he came and, stayed over after the gig and everything. And we doobie, whatever, good night. And she calling, I'm like, trying to rush her off the phone. And she knew I was sinning in a relationship. I wouldn't do it right. And she was like, who's over there? You with him? What you doing? I already know something. I said, what's Sherry? I gotta go. I gotta get off the phone. What you want? What you want? And he acting he in the bed acting like he's asleep. But you know how a person, you can know they listening. And he was all quiet over there. But listen, I peeked over at him to see if he was listening to our conversation. I'm trying not to tell her. She said, you, that fool over there, right? You got that, the word is necka, N-I-C-C-A. That knuck over there with you, what y'all doing? You got your drawers down to your ankles, don't you? Girl, I gotta go. Get off the phone. Leave me alone. And I could see his body was like laughing, So, it was so embarrassing. I said, bye, Sherry. I'll talk to you later. You crazy. So I get off the phone. I was like, you heard that. I know you heard it. Quit acting like you sleep. I know you heard what she said. He said, y'all so crazy. Your family, y'all crazy. So, yeah, like I said, I want to know, do y'all have these types of things happen in your life? It's so crazy, but it's an alignment. She knew she was a sick girl, child. You ain't going to lie to me. I know what's going on over there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but to tell him about John is about my son. When I finally did get to have the first child, I conceived, I told you I knew about it instantly, but because I had so many trials and tribulations and not being able to conceive prior to that, when I had him, God kept showing me the story about Mary and Jesus being born, Yahushua Mashiach, and then how when she went to go visit, the visitation with her and Elizabeth, she had to go see her because the angel told her she was going to have Yahushua Mashiach and that she had to go visit Elizabeth, remember? And that Elizabeth had conceived 6 months earlier because she thought she was barren, she was old, she thought she couldn't have no more kids or whatever, so she wanted a child so badly, whatever. And then it came upon her husband, Melchizedek, what's his name? I forget, Melchizedek or something like that. And Hezekiah, whatever, Zechariah, whatever, one of them names. Anyway, he was a big preacher in the temple and stuff, and then he got a vision, if you know the story. And the vision, he was told that the child was coming and all that. He was like, he didn't believe God's voice, so he got punished into silence until the baby was born. But he told Elizabeth the child was to be named John. It means gift from God. So that's how I got the name, to name him John. He means gift from God. So yeah, and then another one, what was the other one I was always watching? Not just the story about that pregnancy. Another one, oh, how could I forget it? Another big pregnancy. Oh, I just lost my mind. But anyway, how all that stuff was in alignment. So bringing it back to horoscopes, and it's in alignment with scriptures, no doubt about it. They used to listen. What you think Jesus was born and the sun and the big star was in the sky and the wise men in the east followed it? The wise men had the gift. They was the shining ones, and they were following the star. They told them to escape into Egypt to save the child and all that. And then all the 12 disciples represent each horoscope. The 12. Listen, there's a book by Jean Dixon. I knew my mother had to shine because she had that book in the house when I was little. I was like, what's this book? She would never tell me. I stole the book. We did not stole it, but I took it upon myself to take the book. And this book in particular, I'm not trying to get y'all to buy the book. I'm just saying, like, listen, don't get into all that stuff. But this book tells you how scripturally and biblically all that horoscope stuff, really, it started out within the Bible. But today, they got us because the church has taught us, don't stay away from that stuff and stay away from genealogy. Some of that negative they're telling you is because they think they're enlightened, but they don't want you to get the knowledge. You get what I'm saying? You do have to be careful with it, though. God is saying it's a lot to it. All to leave it be. The word says to not leave your life. And you got to stay away from it because you don't want to fall into idolatry or worship of it or seeking genealogy, to live by, all that kind of stuff. God says it's to aid you but not overtake you. So we can get more into that the next time we get on here and tell you more about all that. Like I said, I'm not completely against it, because the 12 disciples represent the 12 apostles, and Jesus being the 13th. Like, there's 13 months in the calendar. I mean, it gets deep, y'all. But anyway, time is up. If you don't know about the W's, like I said, there's more. You got to go back to the very first videos. It tells you all about how you're chosen. This means you're a holy watcher, and you're looking in a reverse flipped inverted mirror in your devices, your phone and all that stuff. It's a black mirror, and it's a scrying device, a modern day crystal ball, but God is using it for your benefit. So stay